Is brushless better? Or is brushed better? I guess the jury's out. Hi, and thanks for joining me. Ever since coming back to racing, I'm interested in these cars. 12th scale mini racers. And I absolutely love racing this. So much so, I want to race this at the Mini Masters series, which is a number of events that are going to be held across the UK over a few months. Now, I'm not going to get to all of them, but I'm hoping to get to a few. This is the road to the Mini Masters. So what's the appeal of this class? Well, for someone like me, that as of yet is still relearning how to drive properly, let's say, these cars are cheap. This kit was cheap, and other kits are cheap in the 12 scale class. Parts are cheap. These cars are robust, and they provide really, really close racing. In fact, this is possibly the best class for any beginner to get started in. What is going to be my vehicle of choice on this road to the Mini Masters series? Well, that's obvious, isn't it? It's the Battcave Jok3r. You can get it up and running and on track for around about £220. That's a great entry point for a beginner, but that's a totally different topic. Now, I have treated the Jok3r to any sort of update parts that have become available. Things such as the revised pivot for the rear pod and the retaining brace for the battery so you can move it front and back with ease. It's also got the updated steering limiters in there. So it has been treated. I've also purchased option parts such as different rate springs front and back. I've purchased more bands for the side bobbins to play around with how many we put on each side. So for a few months now, and maybe in the background of my videos sat over here, you might have noticed this box. A Hobbywing brushless combo system with a 25 turn motor and ESC. There are a few things that we've had to change to get this brushless combo to fit. Now, the Hobbywing combo usually comes with a fan on top of the ESC. To get everything to fit, I've had to stand the ESC on its side, like so, just up here. Okay, I've had to take the fan off to be able to do that, otherwise it wouldn't fit. There wouldn't be enough room. I've also purchased a smaller receiver with a smaller footprint. I've always run my motor down the right hand side of the car, so it's not unusual for me. However, a lot of people that run brush run it the other side, and I believe that it needs flipping over so the pinion's on the right hand side. Another option part that I have purchased, which we may look to fit later on in this series, is the Savox mount by Battcave for this specific Savox servo. It means that the servo can sit in this little section here at the front, just behind the bumper, which gives us more room just in front of the battery to place our electrics. Still undecided if I'm going to go with the bigger servo or if I'm going to get this in and have a whirl with that. Another thing is a LiPo battery and a NIM battery are completely different in weight. Now, a NIM battery is a lot heavier, and some people on the Battcave support group on Facebook have suggested that there was a 120 gram difference in car weights between a brush system and a brushless system. What I did, I jumped on Amazon and I got myself a brass plate. I think it was about £9. It was a bit bigger than this. So I've taken measurements for the tray that's there to produce this. Now, I've got a few bits at work that means that I can engrave on stuff. But there we go. We've got the RC89 logo. And this piece here, luckily enough, is bang on 120 grams. We'll see if we need this or if we can get away with running the car a little bit lighter. But some people have said that it does feel a bit floaty around the corners. That just slides in there nice and neat, and it will sit underneath my LiPo once I get that in there. So with all those adjustments made, I suppose we best get this shell on, take it down to Blackpool and the BAFRCCC, and see how it runs. Let's take a look. I'm cool with it, playing peep the fans with them. Yeah, they gon' remember mine. Yeah, you are not it already. He an outlaw getting off when he calls envy. Hit the peanut gallery, they all jelly. Yeah, they gon' remember mine. Yeah, we let them say what they gon' say about us. That ain't nothing, I ain't bothered, not a problem. Haters hate, another day in dollar. Keep your money, rather have you pay the homage. Delay the profit, we gon' freeway on it. Yeah, the real one, not the copper. If you need reminding, holla at your Siri, ask who I'm. You can find them on the app. Yeah, they call me Peaky Blinders. You bet your bottom dollar, I'm a classic. 64 Impala, me, I been the plug. Plead the fifth when the name of your brother. Real legend never die. Deal with the finish, you should cry, let it lie. Time for an eye, let's go real suicide. Tell her one time, forever in my palm. They remember my name. Yeah. They gon' remember mine. Yeah. I've been making y'all believe they remember my name. We ain't not the same, no. Real since day one and I ain't gon' change. So remember my name. Yeah. Now I was born of the fire, sworn to a higher code. Get light 'em up, lit, bit out of your tire go. We gon' level up, corner office the entire flow. With the BAFRCCC wheels, I ain't do anything on a lighter note. Yeah, hit on brass tacks, fact is kinda dope. Serving people like the corner stove. You could call me butter, kinda feel like I've been on a roll. Party never over, how the bottle still go. They remember my name. Yeah, they gon' remember mine. Yeah, I've been making y'all believe they remember my name. Yeah, someone down here, guys. Guys, come on. Crossel, please. Yeah. Thank you. Legend never die. Still with the business, you should probably let it lie. Side 4-9, let's go real suicide. Tell her one time, forever in my prime. They remember mine. Real legend never die. Still with the business, you should probably let it lie. Side 4-9, let's go real suicide. Tell her one time, forever in my prime. They remember my name. Yeah. They gon' remember mine. Yeah. I've been making y'all believe they remember my name. We ain't not the same, no. Real since day one and I ain't gon' change. So remember my name. Yeah. Yeah. They gon' remember mine. Yeah. I've been making y'all believe they remember my name. We ain't not the same, no. Real since day one and I ain't gon' change. So remember my name. Yeah. Yeah. They gon' remember mine. Yeah. I've been making y'all believe they remember my name. We ain't not the same, no. Real since day one and I ain't gon' change. Pull it off, my pinion's gone. Pinion, mate, that'll be.
Hear it.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. So there we have it. It wasn't the greatest ending, was it really, with the pinion coming off? But it's all part of the learning curve. And for an initial shakedown, I really did enjoy running this. The added weight put in there helped. Back end was, like people said, a bit floaty. Once we put that weight in, it felt far more planted. It felt like it was when it was brushed, and I could throw the car into a corner and it would stick. First lesson learned on this journey to Mini Masters, the series, is we need pinions with a longer neck on them, and Battcave have suggested that they're around 14mm. I loved racing it that much that as I was leaving at the end of the night, everyone that I was walking past, I was telling, you should get a brushless system. This is brilliant. Is brushless better? Or is brushed better? I guess the jury's out. I really enjoyed running the brushless system. You know, for someone that's starting, It's fairly easy. There's no maintenance of the motor and there's no com drops being put in and there's no water baths and blowing the motor out and this, that, and the other. The joy about it as well is some people will probably move on from this class to maybe touring or something like that, or have this as a second class. Well, with that brushless system, you can use your 2S lipos in there. Obviously, this is a shorty pack that runs in here, and it's one of the shorter shorty packs, but those batteries can be used in other vehicles. Even if I moved on from this class to something like Formula One, I can use those lipo batteries. So I think it's a win-win situation as well. You know, the price of an ESC and a brushed motor, and you're having to replace brushed motors every so often. Well, this is going to last a lot longer with it being brushless, and even though the initial outlay is slightly more, and it's only slight now because you can get really cheap systems, you know, I think this could be the way forward. Who knows? Who am I to say? I do believe that there is an art in brushed racing as well. You know, those guys seriously know what they're doing. And I don't think brushless should replace brushed, but I think two separate classes is the best of both worlds, really. What are we going to do with this series? Well, I'm glad that we've got plenty of time to try different things out, really. I want to learn as much as I can about setting this car up, and I'm hoping you guys can learn with me or point me in the right direction. You know, I've already got things like the smaller servo and mount that I would like to try. I've also got a number of different pinion and spur gears to try and see and learn what they do. You've also got a number of different geometry A-arms. I'd like to mess with battery positions. I just want to get this set up so I can drive it to the best of my ability. I want to take you on that journey to learn. So if you want to follow this journey to the Mini Masters series, stay tuned because there'll be more videos coming. If you like your RC racing, check this video out and I'll see you over there.
He an outlaw getting off when he calls envy. Hit the peanut gallery, they all jelly. Yeah, they gon' remember mine. Yeah, we let them say what they gon' say about us. That ain't nothing.